images connected to emotions that were powerful, that changed my life over time. That's what gave me the impetus each and every day to do those push-ups, to read my books, to take action. But what I learned a long time ago is that the morning is sacred. The morning, you get another day, first of all. You didn't die in your sleep. Your heart's beating for a reason. Now I know, dude, I set the tone for the day. I owe it to my family, to God, and to the world to be my best self. I go into such a high level of awareness, and it makes today so important to me. You're putting stuff out into the ether, into the universe that you want to accomplish. And something really powerful happens when you do that. When you start to put these thoughts out in the world and you're journaling about them every day, if you're willing to back it up with action, those things start to come to life, man. They do. Welcome back to another episode of the Unstoppable Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Crane. We're here in the home office today, dropping some value for you guys. Do me a favor, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe right now and then share it with somebody that you know, a friend, colleague, family member. I want to bring you guys as much value as possible, and I think this episode is going to be very, very helpful for you. If you're somebody that's working on personal development, if you're somebody that wants to improve your mindset, your habits, you want to grow, you want to evolve, you want to live the ultimate life, I'm going to share with you a couple of routines and habits that I've developed that help me immensely to continuously improve in my life. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is journaling. Okay. I journal nearly every day. It's something I've done for the last 13 years, and it's helped me to continue to learn about myself and grow each and every day of my life. How amazing, right? Today, I'm better than I was yesterday. This week, I'm better than I was last week. I'm always evolving. I'm always learning. I'm always growing. And that's because I make this a priority each and every day. I get up at 5 a.m. and I have an hour to an hour and a half of self-reflection, of alone time. And for me, it is vital for my well-being. I don't like to get up and just jump right into a reactionary state. I don't like to get up to kids asking me for milk and apple juice, or to a dirty diaper, or even to have to talk to anybody. I love my wife, I love my kids, but I love my alone time. And for me, it's about getting centered on a spiritual level and getting my mind, my energy right, so that when I do greet my family, when I do film content, when I do hit that first workout, I'm going in as an elite version of myself, because I've taken time to center myself and prepare for the day. And this goes back to my time in prison. I'd get up early and I'd have alone time before I had to interact with anybody. And it's because in prison, you don't have any privacy. And I started to covet and cherish that hour each and every morning where I could sip my Folgers coffee, pray to God, envision the life that I wanted to create, and then journal about it, you know? And for me, everything I have today started off in those moments as images connected to emotions that were powerful, that changed my life over time. That's what gave me the impetus each and every day to do those push-ups, to read my books, to take action. When there was no sign of success around me, I was creating it each and every day because I had this vision that I was cultivating that was pulling me into tomorrow. That is powerful. That is life-changing. And so I continue to do that to this day, because where I'm at today is not where I'm going to be at next year. You're going to see me continue to grow and thrive and level up in ways that a lot of people didn't even expect. And here's the thing about goals and dreams and visions. They're unique and special to you. No one can see your vision. No one can materialize it for you. It is special and unique to you. So cherish those images that God has bestowed upon you and pour your heart and soul into the daily actions that will bring them to life. That is the ultimate journey right there. It's the most exciting, exhilarating, challenging adventure you'll ever go on. And it's the most rewarding one too, because no one can do it for you. And you're going to go through a lot of adversity to achieve your goals in life. And when you do, you're going to cherish it all that much more because of the process that I just outlined for you. And so today I just want to share with you what I wrote in my journal, okay? Every day I write something a little different. Usually it's centered around gratitude for my family and for this life that God has blessed me. It's goals related to business, personal goals. I'm just putting pen to paper, man. And I love to write this stuff out because of how it allows my brain to process information. And we're going to get into that in a second. But I just want to read this to you. This is what I wrote this morning, 4-17-2025. 5 a.m. I owe it to my family, to God, and to the world to be my best self in every waking moment today. Everything I do reverberates into the world. My actions, my example, and the very energy I possess will impact others. I may not always see how or fully understand why, but everything I do matters and must be scrutinized with the utmost attention. Today I will be a force of good, a shining light to all those, and I can't read the rest, that I come across. So when you get up in the morning, you have these thoughts and feelings. if you don't capture them, they're going to be fleeting, meaning you might not be able to channel them into action. But what I learned a long time ago is that the morning is sacred. The morning, you get another day, first of all. You didn't die in your sleep. Your heart's beating for a reason. God gave you another day of life for purpose. You're here to do something special. That's the underlying belief that I possess. Now, I turn that belief or that thought into a concrete belief by backing it up with action for days and days and days and years and years and years. 13 years of this process. So here's the thing, man. When you get up early in the morning like that and you have no distractions, your mind is clear, your heart is pure, your energy has not been affected by the negativity of the world, something powerful happens in those moments. I learned this a long time ago, and I learned to document what I'm experiencing and feeling. Because now, once I put pen to paper, those words or those feelings, once they become words, they start to take on a life form of their own, right? You see them, you write them. Now there's an emotion accompanied with that thought and feeling. When I write this down, these aren't just words. I'm coming to this day with so much freaking energy, so much passion. Now I know, like, dude, I set the tone for the day. I owe it to my family, to God, and to the world to be my best self. I go into such a high level awareness, and it makes today so important to me. Like, today's Thursday, April 17th. Some of you, it's just another freaking day where you're clocking into your 9 to 5. For me, this is the only day I got. This day is so important. And I'm telling you, man, the way I've been interacting with my kids this morning, the way I've been interacting with my wife, I already did some sales calls and closed some deals and put out content. And I'm here sharing this message with you guys. Like, everything I'm doing, I'm giving so much effort, right? I'm putting in so much of my heart and soul into these moments. And it's because of the way I start my day, man. I start my day with this awareness. Okay. And here's another thing. I shared this on another episode, but it's so important to recognize. You have the same thoughts every day, typically. 90% of your thoughts are reoccurring. So when you get up and journal like this, and then the next thing I'm going to talk about is reading and why that's important, you create a pattern interrupt. You start to shake things up a little. So those thoughts aren't the same each and every day. They're not reoccurring. You're having these novel thoughts. You're having these thoughts centered around your vision, your goals. You're putting stuff out into the ether, into the universe that you want to accomplish. And something really powerful happens when you do that. When you start to put these thoughts out in the world and you're journaling about them every day, if you're willing to back it up with action, those things start to come to life, man. They do. But a lot of people, number one, they don't know what they want, or they don't talk about it enough, and they don't express it. So it just stays suppressed inside of them. You got to get to the point where you're journaling these things out every day. You're writing these things out. You're calling your shot. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is why reading is so important as well. First thing is it creates a pattern interrupt. Again, 90% of your thoughts are reoccurring each and every day, but when you're reading, you are creating a pattern interrupt. So the first thing that's really important here is you can get any information that you want in the world. You could study physics, you could study biology, you could study all the billionaires in the world and figure out how they became rich. You could study books about how to be the best parent, the best spouse, the 7 love languages. I mean, dude, there's so much information out there. Read it, absorb it, and apply it. Anything you want to be good at or successful at or an expert at, you can. All it requires is you to be consistent, you to be curious to get this information and then apply it over and over and over until you become an expert and you master this skill, this craft, this thing. That's it. And a lot of you guys are just lazy. You're on your phones all the time. Imagine if you were reading a book every time you pick up your phone to look at your Instagram story viewers or other people's reels or TikTok or YouTube or all this bullshit that doesn't serve you. You guys are lazy. That's why you're not successful. That's why you don't have the life that you want. It takes time, okay? So if you're on that path right now, keep going. I've been doing this for 13 years and I'm just freaking getting started, okay? But I'm telling you, man, like there's so much that you can gain from reading. Now, why is reading important versus watching a YouTube video or listening to an audiobook? Well, I like to watch YouTube videos too. Like when I'm driving, I'll listen to a YouTube video on politics because I like politics, economics, Bitcoin, crypto. Like I'm always seeking information. So when I'm driving, I'm doing that. But I don't like audiobooks because I find myself daydreaming and then I'm rewinding and trying to listen to the same paragraph 10 times. When I'm reading, I'm in the moment and I'm present. And I'm underlining words and I'm writing down things in my journal that coincide with that passage, that message, and how it relates to my life. So what's happening there, this is very powerful, and pay attention. Number one, you're creating space for introspection, okay? You're reading and then you pause and you think about what you're reading and you're looking within yourself. That's introspection. You're seeing how it aligns to your values, to your core beliefs, right? And then the other thing is metacognition. That's what's taking place there. Metacognition is thinking about your thinking. So when you're sitting there and you're reading and your phone's on do not disturb and there's no distractions around you and you're reading, a lot of times you'll pause and you'll think about what you're reading. And again, you think about how that applies to your life. You think about how you can implement that thing in your life, right? Or how that would look in your life if you applied it. Let's say you're reading a book about finance or a book that's a biography about somebody that you respect, and you start making these correlations to your life. Now you're creating such different patterns in your thinking. That's novel thinking. It's so good for you to experience this on a daily basis because that's where creativity comes from. That's where spontaneous ideas come from. That's where novel ideas come from, and your goals and your visions and how they expand over time. So if you start your day every day the way I do, where you get up and you have alone time, and you think about your life and you write down things that are important to you and what's on your heart and God's message for you that day. And then you're reading and you're absorbing information, and then you're thinking about what you're reading and absorbing, and you're thinking about how that could affect your life. Dude, there's this ripple effect that's taking place. Now you're not the average person that has 90% of the same thoughts each and every day that's stuck. You're different. 90% of your thoughts are new. They're novel. They're creative. They're opening your mind to a new way of living or just new paths that you could take. This is how you stay young at heart, man, and curious. And this is how you stay fresh and motivated and inspired each and every day. You're learning. You're growing. You're absorbing new information. You're not staying stuck. You're not the freaking same. This right here, this process of just getting up in the morning and journaling and reading could change your life just like it has for me. And there's one more thing that I want to share with you. Well, first of all, I wrote some stuff down. Like, you're getting new information, okay? Introspection leads to metacognition, which creates a pattern interrupting your thinking. And you're using your imagination, which is so good, especially for adults. Like, I think of a lot of adults forgot how to use their imagination. I watch my kids and they're always creative in their minds. They're always creating these images, these ideas, these things they want to do because of that. It's so beautiful to witness. It's a catalyst for you living a beautiful, amazing life, you know? And what's also going to happen too, if you know who Ed Milet is, he talks about this a lot. There's a part in your brain called the RAS, which is the reticular activating system. It's a bundle of neurons, okay? And what these neurons do in your brain is it works like a filter. So it's only going to show you things in your environment or bring your attention to things in your environment that coincide with your daily thoughts and your core beliefs. And, you know, they use the example all the time. Like, if you bought a new car, and let's say you thought you had the only like shiny blue Honda Accord, right? And then you start driving it down the street, and all of a sudden on the freeway, you see like one go by you. Then you pull up to a traffic light and you see another one going by you. And you're like, what the hell? I thought I was the only person with this color blue. Meanwhile, that car in the same color was there all along, all around you. You just didn't see it because it wasn't relevant to your life. I remember when this happened to me the first time my wife Jessica got pregnant. I started seeing pregnant women everywhere. Grocery store, gas station, Little League baseball game. They were freaking everywhere. Commercial on TV, pregnant woman. I'm like, damn, everyone's pregnant right now. And that wasn't the case. It just was that my wife, when she wasn't pregnant, I wasn't thinking about it. I wasn't seeing it. So it wasn't relevant to my life. So this is how the RAS works. It's a filter. You have so much stimulus coming at you all the time. Your brain blocks it out, and you're only able to see the things that coincide with your daily thoughts and your life. And so that's good if you're on a really, really good path in life, but it's also going to work against you if you're that person who has 90% of the same thoughts each and every day, and you're freaking stuck and you're not getting the results you want in your life. It's a problem because your brain is keeping you stuck because it's not showing you any new opportunities in your life. So when you start getting up every day and you're journaling about your goals and you're writing about what you want, it's way different than your current life. And you're reading books that's giving you information about these amazing people, right? Success leaves clues. Study them. Study all the people that have done great things in their lives. Get all the information around psychology, fitness, mindset, anything and everything that you're passionate about. Now the RAS starts to go to work. Now you're watching YouTube and you see a commercial for an event coming up, right? An event that you can attend where there's people going to learn about sales or people that want to develop their mindset, something that you're thinking about, right? Or you start seeing people, you know, at the freaking library or at your job, and you start overhearing their conversation, or at the gas station. You start just seeing things differently, man. I'm telling you, it's going to change your perspective. Suddenly, you start to see these clues in your life. Suddenly you start to see these opportunities that coincide with this new information that you're taking in. And that's an opportunity for you to take action and actually change. That's when the opportunity to actually change takes place. But it was all the work you did on yourself to make that possible. A lot of people think it just happens. It doesn't freaking happen. You're very intentional. You're consistent. You're putting forth the effort. You make this happen. It doesn't just happen on its own. And I just gave you the exact blueprint for how you can change your mindset, change your thinking patterns, challenge so that you can see new opportunities in your life. But then you have the courage. You have to have the courage to go after them. That's the thing. Most people don't have courage. They're freaking cowards. They're scared. They operate from fear. If you can train your mind to work differently, and then you have the courage to go after these opportunities in your path, you will create a really beautiful life for yourself. And I want that for you. And if you know somebody who's stuck right now, somebody that needs to level up, share this message with them. I promise it will help them just like it'll help you.